What is going on, guys? It is Heel Turns and High Spots. As you could tell, my voice is really messed up right now, so Charlie's going to be taking the reins today, but I at least wanted to get the intro done for him. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are new here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, follow us on Twitter. You guys see it on your screens right now. And follow us on TikTok at Heel Turns and High Spots on TikTok. Charlie, how we doing today? Well, I think it started when I went to the Tiger game on Thursday, and I did a lot of screaming at the Tiger game. Luckily, I was pretty sober. I only had 2 beers the whole day, so I mean, and I got a couple of baseballs. Just having a really silly goose time out there, ball hawking, being Zach Hampel, and yeah, you might be seeing the TikTok on my personal TikTok as well. So. I did. I got two. I got a. Yep. So we all got some. So I can explain you It'll take me like 2 seconds. Aaron. We walked into this. We were the first ones into the stadium. Aaron got a toss up by one of the A's players. Then like I don't know, half hour later, Elvis Andrus, who is a shortstop for the Oakland A's, tossed me up a ball, and then Joe got one like later in the game. I think Joe ended up with two. I ended up with two. Aaron got three, and Thomas got one. And halfway into the game, if you guys are from Detroit, you guys know that the Detroit Tigers announcer is Dan Dickerson, who is one of the most beloved sports icon in our city. And so in between the two games, I yelled up to the booth, which is probably, now that I'm thinking about it, why my voice is like this. And I'm like, hey Dan, can you I really like you, like can you sign something for me? So he takes an index card and he signs it for me. So I'm gonna get that framed, and then after the game we all got at least one of our balls signed by Sean Murphy, who is a catcher for the A's. So good day. Yeah. Yes, sir. East side. East side. Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Why does it do this, bro? Um, every time it matches my playback audio to my Elgato, and like I'm not using my Elgato right now, so obviously there's no sound in it. Um, so I have to go to Task Manager and like shut it off, so that way when I switch the sound, it like lets me switch it. But I don't know why, because it like never would do that before. It's only starting to do that for me for these past couple of episodes. No, not right now. Hold on. Well, they can hear me. They just can't hear you. So give me 1 second here. They can see us though. They just can't hear you. It's not. Oh, that didn't work. Um, where is? Here, what I'm gonna do, guys, is we're gonna put the intro video back on for a second, and we'll be back in a couple minutes here. This shouldn't take us too long. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. What's new audio? Don't switch. We're good. We're good. We should be good.
All right.
That was really weird though, because it asked me if it said new. Wait, say something.
Mic check.
Perfect.
Hello.
We are good.
All right.
That's probably why you heard earlier, Charlie, when we were in the in waiting. This is probably why my sound got really loud.
Yeah.
So, slight issue there. We got it figured out, guys. Sorry for the inconvenience. But like I said, this is Heel Turns and High Spot. Oh, I guess we already did our intro. Charlie was talking about the first match, and so Charlie's gonna get back into our first match here.
Yeah, so we had Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. And Dr. Martha Hart was in the building. You know, she was there. The camera kept panning up over to her. You know, makes the match more prestigious. Love to see it. And, you know, it's an honor for AEW for sure. But yeah, they start off grappling. After a grappling exchange, Adam Cole shoves Dax's face, and they lock up again. Dax gets the first takedown. Adam Cole shoves Dax Harwood's back into the corner and gets chopped while trying to do his taunt. Adam Cole hits a neckbreaker and starts to work on Dax. Dax Harwood slides through after running the ropes, and after some punches tries the sharpshooter, but gets reversed into the first sharpshooter attempts of the match. Sharpshooter was the story of this one. Adam Cole throws Dax into the steel steps, or into the steel pole. Wow, that was sus. Did you see that? Anyways, pause. So yeah, he throws him into the steel pole, and Cole then starts to work on Dax on the outside, throwing him to steps and steel posts, mostly focusing on the ribs. After picture-in-picture, Cole has the advantage, and they trade strikes in the ring after a stalling period. Dax hits 2 Germans, and Cole hits 1 German. Then Dax hits another German. And yeah, this match so far had great storytelling, and you could just tell this is a classic so far, and I'm glad they gave it the time it needed. Adam Cole brings Dax Harwood up on the top rope. Adam Cole falls down, and Dax tries for a headbutt, but Adam Cole moves. Dax Harwood does a slingshot powerbomb. Adam Cole then tunes up the band. He does Shawn Michaels taunt, well known. Adam Cole is a Shawn Michaels guy. And Dax is a Bret Hart guy. Those Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels did have a long-standing rivalry. This is well known. And goes for the super kick and gets rolled up and crossbody for 2. Dax tries for another crossbody, but gets super kicked out of midair, added to the counter, and they trade quick pins. Adam Cole tries for a Panama Sunrise, but gets reversed, and Dax tries for another sharpshooter, but Adam Cole kicked out of it. Not kicked out of it, like literally kicked out of it. Dax reverses another Panama Sunrise and hits a pile driver, and locks in a sharpshooter to a good pop, but can't hold it because of the damage that Adam Cole inflicted on his ribcage. And the announcers really sold that, which was good to see. Adam Cole throws Dax out of the ring, and so this is when Adam Cole kind of hit Dax out of the ring. And did you hear the fans as Dax was like on the ground on the outside?
No, not really clear.
They were like, "Get up, Dax! Come on, Dax! You can do it, Dax!" It was so funny, bro. But anyways, he eventually makes it back into the ring after a close 9.5 count. Adam Cole then grabs the sharpshooter, and Dax is forced to tap to the sharpshooter. Being a Bret Hart guy, being that's his finishing move, Adam Cole got the heat. He went back to the back with boos raining out on him, and I was pissed. I literally took off my FTR hoodie that I was wearing after this one, and that's how you know it was really well done.
Yeah. I love when Cole was tuning up the band, because we know that Shawn Michaels is a great influence that you alluded to. And like I just love nice nice spots like that in a match. Like those like we kind of were talking about this on our space yesterday, is when you have a mentor or like a manager, somebody who influences you, when you like use their moves, Like
Yeah.
it just brings another layer to the story into the match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Um,
I can continue talking if you want to take a drink.
Thank you so
Um,
much.
and but well, another cool thing that you didn't mention was Martha Hart was in attendance.
That was the first thing I said,
Oh,
brother
I
man.
missed it.
But yeah, it was a good match, very predictable match. But sucks that Dax had to go out like that. That is what it is. Cole moves on. Here we are.
Yeah. At
Next
least their
up,
brackets were not busted at this point, Charlie.
yes. As we move farther into the
Oh
show,
wait,
I
hold
believe
on.
that was
Before
the
we
only
move on, I
French
want to
one we
show
got
the
today.
before we move on, I want to show everybody kind of like what the bracket looks like. So there's a bracket up on your screen right now. So now we got Adam Cole moving on. So he's gonna face the winner of Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin.
Oh yes.
There it is.
Speaking of Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin, we got a Jeff Hardy and Darby Allin pre-tape. Great transition, Freeman. Uh, and Darby says that Jeff says, which is kind of funny, that they're more stuntmen than wrestlers, and that they are asking Tony Khan to remove the rules. That way, they can have the match that they truly want to have. And yeah, it was a cool pre-tape. I didn't pay attention to it much in the spaces, so I kind of missed it at the time, and I was very confused in the spaces. When I was like, "What's going on?" But this clarifies everything. That here we are.
Yeah,
It's a no
it's
disqualification
so
match.
funny that like we were like so confused and like shitting on the decision, but like we come to find out, me and you both missed it.
Yeah, 100%. It was selling for us because like nobody hit anybody else with a weapon,
Yeah.
you know. So it could have passed if you really wanted to play that game.
And well,
Because like, go for it.
I was gonna say no one nobody like before the match like never announced that it was a no disqualifications match. I don't think either.
I didn't hear it if they
So
did, but I'm right there with you. But yeah, cool little pre-tape. Next up, we got John Silver and CM Punk, and Hangman. Hey, Hangman's that commentary comes out to a pretty nice pop. And yeah, his job tonight was to shit on CM Punk, so I'm not gonna quote him very much because it was basically just shitting on CM Punk. Which is here we are. CM Punk comes out in a John Tavares jersey, and gets booed all the way down the aisle. He decides to cut out his music at the top of the ramp. John Tavares, obviously, fans and Islanders fans consider him a traitor. Maple Leafs fans love him to death because he left the Islanders. So it was very definitely a heel move. For Punk to come out in that jersey, and once again in the spaces, I was wrong because I wasn't paying close enough attention. Here, that's kind of the issue we have going in spaces. Sometimes you say stupid shit, but hey, it's all right.
can I ask you a question, Charlie?
Yeah.
Does this make CM Punk a heel now?
No.
I know. I was just asking you.
Yeah. No, it does not.
It is cool to see because if you know anything, if you remember, back when the last time Punk AEW was in Long Island, he had a match versus MJF where CM Punk had to play the heel. So it's just literally, I think like it's probably every time Punk is gonna be in Long Island now, he's gonna have to be a heel, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it is going to be great, and it just goes to show how well Punk can roll with the punches. But yeah, John Silver comes out nothing too crazy with his entrance. After some grappling, John Silver gets a backslide cover for 2, and Punk rolls out of the ring. Right off this bat, we got some heel tendencies from Punk. And like you were saying, he's playing a heel here because we're in Long Island. John Silver bashes CM Punk in the corner, and CM Punk reverses a spinning DDT and hits a knee on John Silver. After picture-in-picture, John Silver throws Punk into the corner and hits Punk with leg kicks. John Silver hits a 3-kick combo and a brainbuster for 2, and then hits the spinning DDT that he was.
Can I make a comment right here?
Yeah.
So it was at this
Yeah.
point where JR he was like, how much pressure is Punk gonna put on himself to leave Chicago with the title? And then Paige responds, I hope a lot. So I do think this was just a simple misspoke by Jr. But it
Yeah.
was weird that because I know Jr. did it again, so it was weird to it happened twice. So I
Well,
don't.
Jr. Misspeaks all the time.
Yeah,
In my opinion, if it was Tony Schiavone or Excalibur who said it, I would be like, okay, maybe you got something here.
yeah.
But yeah, I think he just misspoke and he thought he meant Vegas. I didn't even know where Double or Nothing was. So probably could have figured out that it was in Vegas, but nonetheless, anyways. Silver hits a 3-kick combo in a brainbuster for 2, and then hits the spinning DT that he was trying for. He tries for a spinning rack bomb, which is his finisher. But Punk maneuvers his way out of it. Punk hits John Silver with a running knee and a bulldog, and then hits a leg lariat. CM Punk then hits his buckshot, a really weak buckshot, kind of awkward buckshot for 3. And the champ storms to the ring pissed. But let me talk about this buckshot for a second. I didn't even realize that that's what he was going for. Not because Punk's a bad wrestler, but just simply because the buckshot's kind of a stupid finisher. I hate to say it just doesn't make much sense, man. It's just a lariat. Like JBL's lariat looked better than not okay. I love Hangman. I just JBL's lariat it looked more vicious than Hangman's. I just think going over the top rope is kind of stupid, especially when somebody else does it.
So I like when Hangman does it. It just did
Mm,
not, it just didn't look like Hangman doing it with Punk, obviously, because
yeah.
Punk doesn't do it every day. So I
Mm,
think that's like all it was. That's probably why it looked a little weird too. Is because Punk, has never done it. Well, we don't know if Punk has ever done it before, I guess, but
yeah,
it's probably something that Punk, if he has used it, it's very very long ago. So
for sure. And yeah, this was a good match though. This was a decent match. Nothing really more than I expected, but just exactly what I expected. I wasn't necessarily impressed by either guy, but I wasn't necessarily, not impressed with either guy. Just I got it as a plain 6.
I gave this match a 5. I thought this like
It just didn't do it for you. It was kind of vanilla, right?
yeah, it was kind of vanilla. Like I did like how the only really things I liked in this match was Punk's entrance and really what happened after the match. Like the match just kind of happened for me.
Yeah, for sure. It only got, I believe it was like 8-10 minutes, so it got the time it deserved for sure. But yeah, I'm right there with you.
It did
Just a
what it
very
needed to
vanilla
do
match.
though. It did what it needed to
Yeah,
do.
100%. Yeah, it for sure did. And it just works because John Silver's a hometown guy and he's playing the super face while Punk's playing the heel. It just works out. But yeah, Hangman storms to the ring and he's pissed. And they do an intense face off before Punk grabs the mic. And Punk says it seems that Paige has taken this personal and that it's just business to him. And then he says that he wakes up every morning and asks himself if or used to ask himself, are you a good guy? And now he asks himself, are you the champ? And he says the answer is yes. He says what he did to John Silver is a blueprint to what he's going to do to Hangman Page, and he's going to make Hangman Page shake his hand whether he's conscious or unconscious. This is when Punk extends his hand, and then Hangman flips him off. I think this is perfect. What you don't want is Hangman going 1-on-1 with Punk in a promo battle right after a match, especially right after a match. When he doesn't have all the wits about him. I know this is fine. It's just because it's just gonna make Paige look bad. Because everybody looks bad against Punk, right? And it's fine when a heel looks bad because that's what's kind of supposed to do. But when a babyface looks bad, it's like, all right, well, fuck.
Yeah,
He's right.
when a credible or not a credible when a baby face looks bad, it makes them not a credible baby face.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
You don't
can't
want
do
your
that.
babyfaces looking bad.
No, and that's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
what we were talking about yesterday on the pre-show is the pre-show with Adam Cole is like that's why you see the heels go to cheap heel tactics every match is
Yep.
because they have to rely on those tactics to win because that gives them heat.
Mm-hmm. It 100% does, and it just makes sense. Because that way, when it's even on both sides, the babyface will always win. Well, most of the time,
Yeah.
Sometimes not always. How wrestling is not always then it would be boring if it was that predictable. But you know how it goes. And it's not always as simple as just this guy's a face and this guy's a heel. You know, and Adam Cole's a special case. While he's a super heel, he also gets cheered by the audience, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the whole heel face situation. Yeah. Next up, we got. Are you done with this match? Are you good?
I am. Yes. Yep, I'm good.
Cool. All right. So backstage, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Rebel are shooting the shit, and DMD says, "Of course." She has a joke. I don't know what the hell I wrote in my notes here, but basically she makes an analogy about Toni Storm's name and Jamie Hayter's name. It was kind of a mind fuck for me. I didn't really follow. Go for it.
Oh, I got it.
No shit.
Yeah, she said, storms first come rolling in, they're violent, but eventually the storm passes.
I like it. Okay, that's pretty good. And yeah, she made name puns both sides. And then I believe it was Tony Schiavone who was back there. He asked what happened if both women win. And Britt says then the better woman will win. Which is, makes sense. They're in the same faction together. But obviously, if Britt's playing super heel here, then if Jamie Hayter hypothetically won, which we haven't got to yet, then she obviously would definitely use some fuck shit to get that win. At least I believe so.
Yeah, and if Jamie Hayter hypothetically would win, then our brackets would be perfect up until this point.
Yes, they would have, but they're hypothetically not. So next up, we got Danhausen and Toni Nese. And Danhausen gets an entrance, Toni Nese does not. But before we get to that, as Danhausen was coming to the ring, Justin Roberts said, coming in at 6'7" tall and weighing over 300 pounds, Danhausen. Yeah, I thought this was cool, and his theme song's really cool too. It reminds me of like a Hotel Transylvania kind of situation.
Do we know how tall Danhausen actually is?
I can Google it. I'm a fast typer.
Here, I can Google it.
5'10".
Oh, there it is. So
he's shorter than me.
He's taller than me.
Wow. Somewhere in between.
Yeah. So somewhere, if you put him on the scale between Charlie and Austin, he's like a Joey.
Yeah, and he probably weighs maybe like $170.
Yeah, no way, 300.
No chance. Yeah, dude is 200 pounds soaking wet.
But
at like most.
But I do want to mention, like, from a storyline point of view, bro, it's so great that they gave Danhausen an entrance, considering how the match went. That they gave Danhausen an entrance, and not Toni Nese an entrance.
Yeah, for sure, and that definitely played a part. So Danhausen tries to curse Toni Nese, but gets distracted by Smart Mark, gets hit behind, and then gets hit with the running Nese. And then Smart Mark grabs and then gets the pin. Sorry, that's an important part too. Smart Mark, the finish of the match, he then gets the pin. Smart Mark grabs the microphone and says, "This guy got an entrance and you didn't, Tony. How does that make you feel?" Tony gets pissed, and then he hits another hits another running Nese. That's a mouthful, bro. Running Nese. I don't know why. It's kind of tough to say.
I thought it was still called the running. I thought they were saying the running knee. I didn't know that they were saying the running Nese.
So I checked transcriptions, and it said running Nese. Although that guy's just a guy, so he can be wrong too. Yeah. So I'm not really sure.
That might have been what they called it in WWE. I have no idea.
Gotcha. So yeah, Smart Mark said this guy got an entrance and you didn't. It's another one. And he's about to do it again, and this is when Hook comes out. I got a mid-card. I popped hard, bro. I got chills for no reason, bro.
So this thought is just appearing in my head at this second. And I think Riley would agree with me on this, Charlie. For you, the people in the out there, you guys have no idea who Riley is. It's just one of our close friends, and I think that Hook's theme song, like the start of it, sounds a lot like "Sex and Drugs" by Abby the Nomad.
Oh my gosh, you guys love that song.
It's a banger. It is a banger.
It is a banger. It is a banger. But yeah, when Hook came out, it felt just like a huge payoff. But yeah, Tony Neeson's part Mark don't even begin to mess with Hook. They just scatter out of the ring, and then it's just Hook and Danhausen in the ring. Danhausen slowly gets up. He's still selling those Tony Neses. The Tony Neses, those running Neses by Tony Neses. Yeah, Danhausen extends his hands, and Hook accepts and leaves the ring quickly. And then later on in the show, just to jump forward a little bit, they announced that at Double or Nothing, it's going to be Smart Mark Sterling, Tony Nese versus Hook and Danhausen on the pre-show for Double or Nothing.
Did you notice when I lost my train of thought, but did you notice when? Let me see here. Oh, I wanted to mention that maybe. Do you think it's because Danhausen maybe isn't fully recovered from his injuries?
See, I can't lie, that thought did go into my head. But then I thought, like, what's the point of half recovering from an injury just to re-injure it again? Like, I just can't see why they would do that, honestly.
Well,
It just doesn't make sense to me.
I guess the way I'm thinking about it is that like Danhausen like probably wanted to go in the ring, and then AEW doesn't want him to have a full match yet, so they just probably sent him out there to to basically job to Tony Nese.
Yeah, that could be a possibility for sure. And I'm not huge on the fact that Danhausen got jobbed.
No, I'm not either.
Thing,
if anything, I think it only improves the story.
Yeah, for sure. Poor Danhausen though, man. I've been typing him up for so long, man, just to see him get jobbed. I feel like an idiot. But life goes on.
Charlie was all like, "Dude, Austin, I cannot wait for you to watch Danhausen in the ring." Charlie, I gotta be honest, I've seen a lot better, man.
Get him moving.
I know. I was kidding.
But hopefully, like you said, he can get healed nice and healed up before Double or Nothing, or please give him a win on Dark now. Like shit. Like I know it sucks to have your first win on Dark, but shit, that was bad. That was bad, man. That sucked. I don't want him to be Santino Marella. I really don't.
Yeah, but I will say that I think that this is going to be great for Danhausen because the partnership obviously I'm talking about, because Hook doesn't. We don't want Hook to talk. We don't know if Hook
no.
The reason that Hook hasn't talked yet to me signifies that maybe Hook's promo skills aren't there all the way there yet, and but we do know that Hook is obviously, his dad is Taz, who is one of the best promoters in the business. So he will get there eventually. It's just going to take some time. So if you put him with Danhausen can do all of the talking. And and Hook can get him over in the ring. So it's literally they're both benefiting off of each other.
Yeah. And I think this is kind of a really interesting relationship. We have Hook, who I honestly think that before he became a meme, because Hook was a meme. That's why he's so popular. When you break it down, can you agree with that?
Danhausen or Hook?
Hook.
Yeah, I would say both of them.
Both of them are.
Yeah, I would say both of them.
Yeah, literally both of them are. Hook was literally a meme.
Yeah.
They didn't expect him to become a meme. I honestly think Hook was supposed to be a tweener when he was first conceptualized. Because obviously his dad's Taz. He's still running with Team Taz.
Yeah.
So he's kind of already kind of a tweener when you think about it in that way. But now it's kind of a weird relationship, but I think it's hilarious. And this is entertainment. It doesn't have to make. I know I praise like reality, but like This is entertainment, and as long as the wrestling is good, you know what, I'm fine with it. As long as I'm entertained.
You know what would be a really weird dynamic if like you know how if like Danhausen's name is very good, very evil?
Yeah.
Or something like that. What if like he like joined a Team Taz with Hook because like Hook is obviously affiliated with Team Taz, and maybe there's like a storyline that like Taz recruits Danhausen, but like Danhausen and Hook are like tweeners for Team Taz. Not I don't want to see him go full heel because I don't think that would work. But I do think a nice little like, because we do know the stable of Team Taz is heel, so it would be nice to just know like, well, Hook and Danhausen are technically like, I mean, an alliance. So by that, I guess I could see. To me, I think that like Danhausen should be in Team Taz now, but.
All right. You know. That you know, now that you say that, I just realized how weird it's going to be, because I don't know if he is going to be. I can't believe we're talking about this for so long, but fuck it. This is the best main card story going on right now, so we are going to talk about it. It is going to be weird. I don't know if Danhausen is going to be running with Team Taz, because he can never be heel. There's no way anybody in their right mind is going to be booing Danhausen, let alone the entire arena.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
No, sir.
So if he's running with Team Taz, they only do heel stuff. You'll never catch Team Taz helping out a babyface.
Yeah.
The only person who's helping out a babyface is Hook. So I think this is kind of like I think this is just like a unique situation. I think this is going to be something that, unless you're Jim Cornette, you've never seen before, right? This is kind of like a super baby face, not for the sense of like he can overcome anything, but for the sense that he's just super likable, right? Running with heels is going to create an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. What if we see like Taz, right? Every time like something bad evolves around Team Taz, we see like everybody in Team Taz, right? But when it's something like that, we need to like pick them up, or like a nice face moment, we could just use Danhausen.
Yeah, that could be true. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, we really don't see Hook doing heel crap.
No,
at least not yet.
Not yet. I mean. We have. I feel like we've seen him do one thing, and I just can't remember what it was exactly. I just remember that there was one thing.
He suplexed Danhausen a few times.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. But at least not with Team Taz. We don't really see him running. Yeah. I guess with that, but like when Team Taz is on commentary, he's hanging with them. I'm excited. This is cool. But we have to move on eventually, so I'm gonna call that right now.
We do.
And yeah, we got MJF and Wardlow contract signing, and just as I predicted, we had Boo Wardlow on the Titantrons, no music, no handcuffs, and he got the absolute heelish ovation I've ever seen. That's cap. But yeah, after Wardlow comes out to an ovation of boos, we had a dark side of the ring, kind of free type situation, and oh my god, I popped so hard. Dark Side of the Ring, if you guys don't know, is a documentary series, and it basically goes over all the crappy things that's happened in WCW and WWF, and it's, I don't know, within the past 30 years, I'd say. But they just went out of business, or not went out of business, but they just got canceled. They're not going to be renewed for another season. So the rights are up in the air. You can use it. But yeah, this was hilarious. It was filmed just like a Dark Side of the Ring preview. I had a Taz, Jake the Snake, Barry Horowitz, who called Sean Dean a jobber, which is the most irony I've ever seen in my entire life.
So I thought what was great about it, the whole thing, so the first segment of it, and if you guys missed it, it is currently on the Heel Turns and High Spots Twitter account at HTurn and HSpots. Chris Jericho starts off by like, you want me to, MJF wants me to say this?
Yeah.
And then he was like, how much is he paying me? Okay, I'll do it. and then he like he like proceeds to like he from a matter of like 2 seconds he goes from like I'm not
doing this.
yeah, I'm not doing this for this piece of shit to okay, let's do it. And then he like talks so highly of MJF throughout the segment.
Yeah. Well, like literally, like his voice was so. It was Chris Jericho, man. I said when I first started watching AEW, but long before podcast days, I didn't like Jericho. I thought he was kind of cringy. I love this Jericho that we're getting now. He's a fucking wizard. Like, come on now. But yeah, after we got that masterpiece, and after JR called it propaganda, which was hilarious, MJF comes out in a custom Islanders jersey. Yeah, it just said MJF on the back of it.
I have a wish. My wish,
What's that?
Charlie. I have a wish before 2024.
Yeah.
Me and you
Okay.
need to obviously me and you need to go to an AEW Dynamite on Long Island because I want to see MJF, bro, as a face.
Yeah, man.
That would be so funny.
It's weird because I'm surprised they didn't give him a match. Really?
Oh yeah.
You know, they gave him a segment, but honestly, they should have gave him a Rampage match.
Yeah. Did they? No.
They should have gave him a Rampage. They didn't. I got the Rampage matches on my notes, so I'll read them out when they got announced during the show.
Dude, I tell you what, I saw sadly I was on Twitter and I saw a clip like live from Rampage. Wait till you watch it. It's nuts.
Well, wait, what match are you referring to?
I don't know if it was a match, but it had something to do with a little hook and CM Punk action in the ring.
Oh, that was after the show.
Damn.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
After the show.
Yeah, basically, Hook put him into the Red Room, and then Punk sat there until the lights came on, and then the after the show, the like when the lights came on, like the ring crew was like still like taking the apron off and like taking the ring, and Punk was still in the ring, selling.
He just like slumped like
yeah, yeah. So it was perfect, bro.
Yep, that's amazing. So what do we got? Oh yeah, contract signing, dope. So MJF says that their feud is a lot like David Goliath. He's David, obviously, and Wardlow is Goliath. You know, he says it's biblical.
He reversed it though, right? I think he said, I could have sworn he said, I'm Goliath and you're David.
No. He said, I'm David, the more like charming this, that, and then like he called Wardlow like a beast, something like that. But yeah, he says he's going to give Wardlow a chance to speak. But you know, he kind of works the crowd a little bit, and he calls the people in the upper deck poor, and they get the idea though.
I want to make a comment. How good, bro? Like I don't get this, bro. MJF is shitting on the crowd, and the crowd it won't boo him, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is literally nuts. It was just so great because he kept alluding to like boo Wardlow, but without saying boo Wardlow, and I thought that was fantabulous.
Yep, that's exactly what he did, and everybody did boo. And MJF, after he gives Wardlow a chance to speak, to no avail, MJF calls Wardlow kind of the worst, and he says that this is revenge for what Wardlow did to Cody. What did he call him?
The American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
The American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes. And then he asks the crowd why they don't want to talk about 2024. And he says the guy in the back definitely doesn't want to talk about 2024. And that was, oh man.
That was a shoot because you remember what happened with him and Ariel Helwani?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shoot.
Yeah, I hope he stays. We'll talk about that later, though. It's kind of like, never mind. I don't even want to think about MJF leaving.
Dude, he ain't leaving, bro.
I hope not.
There's no way. There's no way. For one, Tony Khan is gonna let him walk away, and two, there's no way that I think the reason why Tony Khan made MJF's contract end out in 2024 is, if you know anything, it is AEW's TV deal right now ends in 2024. So,
Uh-huh.
thus, when MJF's contract is over, Tony Khan will be able to pay him more, and guys like him more. You know, like the pillars, the
Oh.
like. So that's why I think there's no chance he goes anywhere.
Mm.
And he's gonna talk all he wants, and he says that he's gonna hear WWE. But man, like if you watch WWE, you can't fucking like MJF is not stupid.
Yeah.
And you can't like he's gonna be like the Miz. If he goes to WWE, he's gonna be the 2.0 Miz.
The thing is, Cody's already stale on me. Well, it's that fact, and I literally just the product of WWE, just the way it's filmed, how many commercials there are, everything about it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I literally wouldn't be able to watch MJF on WWE television. I said I was going to watch Cody Rhodes. Dude, I can't watch it.
No,
It's unbearable.
I watched
bro.
WrestleMania night 1 and 2. Obviously, I did the review on it. And then I watched the Raw after Mania, and I have not watched it since because I just can't do it.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I don't know how you guys out there watch it, because more power to you, but that's just not the type of wrestling that we like here on this channel.
Yeah, for sure. Not so much. But yeah, next up we had a Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal inside the pre-tape. Sanjay Jet says the Joker isn't Jay Lethal, and it's also not Satnam Singh.
Did you go over the stipulations?
Stipulations for... Oh my god, dude. I didn't. No, I totally skipped over that. I'm sorry. Let me back up a while.
I was like, because I didn't even get to make my my Sean Spears statement.
Yeah, you're totally right, bro. So as they said that Wardlow's gonna have to do take some whips and then do a cage match with Sean Spears, and then as MJF was doing the not 1, not 2, not 3, Sean Spears did the whole 10 thing, which I had to be taught because once again I'm not a WWE guy. So that came. I was actually surprised to learn that when I was doing my research after this happened, Sean Spears had 647 matches, bro. That's insane, dude.
Yeah. So Sean Spears used to be in WWE literally during the prime of when I watched it, actually. And he started in NXT, Triple H's NXT. He was Ty Dillinger. Me and Charlie found out he had no championship wins, and but his gimmick was the perfect 10. Like he would always come out in like the Royal Rumble at the 10 entrance, and it was just great. So yeah, he walked up to MJF and was like, I'm sorry, we walked up to Wardlow and was like 10. So that's exactly what he used to do in WWE. So and it was nice because after Sean Spears like did that, he like took off his jacket because Ty Dillinger, like Ty Dillinger, if I remember correctly, he wouldn't have like anything like a top on. So I just loved it. Like that was just a great callback, and for those of you who like Triple H's NXT, AEW is basically a copy of it. So it was just great that like you saw it here.
Yeah. It was a definitely cool callback for sure. So yeah, MJF says that he's going to have to wrestle. I just said that. He says that if he loses the match, Wardlow, that if he loses the match against MJF at Double or Nothing, he'll never be able to sign with AEW ever again. MJF says Wardlow to sign, and Wardlow says he can't sign without the cuffs off. MJF gets kind of frustrated and heated in the moment and says, just take the cuffs off. And as he does, Wardlow signs the contract and beats everybody up. And this includes Sean Spears, who, even with the chair, attempted the worst chair shot I've ever seen, despite his 647 matches. And just as it kind of led to just Wardlow and MJF in the ring, and MJF was kind of cornered and kind of tried to run away. Wardlow grabbed onto him. Smart Mark went onto Wardlow's back. And then MJF scurried away, and Smart Mark was the poor guy who took the power bomb through the table. And yeah, here we are.
There is one thing I hate about the segment, and
Yep.
it is the fact that like I get you're trying to stack the deck, like for Wardlow, like making it like almost impossible that Wardlow is gonna lose or gonna win, but we know that there is no way in hell that Wardlow is losing this.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just wish that you didn't add that caveat that if Wardlow loses, he can't sign a contract to AEW because now you have to make MJF lose. When before you could have had like MJF, win on a like a technical like a disqualification or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
see
my
what you're
only
saying
gripe.
for sure. Yeah, and it kind of, I don't know. The cage match should be cool.
Yeah,
I really hope that MJF's not dumb enough to be inside of the cage as the referee. I think he'll kind of think of something up, to be in a safe area. Because if he's getting in a cage with Wardlow, it doesn't matter how many whips it'll take. Like, there's going to be a moment in that match where Sean Spears is on the floor dead because he took a power bomb off the fucking cage, and MJF's going to be like, I just locked myself inside of the cage, and that'll make MJF look stupid. So I just hope they can avoid MJF looking stupid as long as they put MJF in a safe spot during the match.
yeah. Didn't MJF do these 10 lashes to Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, yeah, that's what he was referring to when he said this is revenge for Cody.
Uh
Mm, yeah,
So I didn't see that. So Wardlow was the one to whip Cody.
yeah, I believe
Ah,
so. Yep.
that would be
So yeah,
funny
that's
if
all
like
that.
that would be funny if like Cody Rhodes, bro, was like at like like the factory, and like he did like a backstage segment or something. But obviously that won't happen
Yeah,
because he's on WWE TV. But
yeah, yeah. Did any word on
Dustin
how
could
long he
though.
signed for at WWE?
What?
You know how long he signed at
I think 3
WWE?
years.
Yeah,
I can double check. I'll double check.
that's an L. Anyways, so after that, are you good here? Cool. So we got Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal pre-tape. Uh, like I was saying, Sanjay Dutt says the Joker isn't Jay Lethal or Set Nam Singh, and Samoa Joe is basically saying, "Okay, well that's fine, but then if you do anything in the match, I'm going to kill you." And that was basically the gist of it. Freeman and I talked about on the pre-show that how it's what's probably going to go down is Samoa Joe is going to get messed with somehow by Jay Lethal, and that's going to cost him the match against the Joker simply because the Joker can't come in as a heel, and for two reasons. One, the Joker can't come in as a heel, and two, uh, you don't want to bury Samoa Joe. Well, not bury. You don't want to have Samoa Joe take a pin clean. I just noted that I'd be okay with it with the right person. Like I think it'd be okay if he lost clean to Miro. But a Claudio, I definitely would rather some fuck should happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. If yeah, especially like I do feel that some fuck shit is gonna happen because especially after that promo we got from Jay Lethal tonight, and I know we're seeing Jay Lethal on Rampage, so we'll have to see what happens with that on Rampage. But
Yeah,
something just about this just speaks disqualification to me.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Just the fact that Samoa Joe's going up against the Joker.
Yeah.
That's what's doing it. Just like a strong person going up against somebody that he can't win, that he can't win against. That being a
Speaking of the
returning
Joker,
Miro.
since we're already on this,
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I texted you last night about this, but I didn't put two and two together that maybe the reason why that they are doing both of the Jokers next week is because it is Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Because other than that, what is the point of doing it the same day?
Well, I see what you're saying. maybe to build up hype for the Jokers, because I honestly didn't know about Jokers until last Dynamite.
Yeah.
Not this past one, the one before that, because that's when they kind of let it loose on us that they were going to be Jokers. So I think you can't have the first round go another week, another Dynamite. You can put some matches on Rampage, but then you have run the risk of spoilers, which sucks in a tournament format. So I think for sure, you can't put the Joker on the Dynamite in 2 weeks from now. Right?
Yeah, no,
So
you got to do them both tomorrow, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess this is the only thing. It's either yes, it's Johnny Gargano and Johnny Gargano's wife, Candice LeRae is what you said.
Yep.
Candice LeRae, or they just were afraid that the Jokers didn't have enough hype behind them yet, and they wanted another week to build them up.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, continue.
Nope, I'm done.
I think kind of like we were talking about yesterday. I think it's one of, I think the women's is one of two people. I think it's either Candice LeRae or Ember Moon, Athena. But I something tells me too that Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae are just not yet ready to come back yet. So something tells me we're going to be seeing Athena and Claudio or Miro is who I can see for the men's.
You know, we did say the same thing about Kyle O'Reilly though, for the longest time, right? He came back pretty soon after the baby, but it's a little bit different when it's the mom. Maybe AEW's got a cool daycare program.
I don't remember that. With Kyle O'Reilly.
I think it was Kyle O'Reilly.
Because Kyle O'Reilly came in as soon as his WWE contract was over.
I don't know. I think it was one of the free agents. It might have been Bobby Fish. I don't think it was Bobby Fish though. Anyways, I digress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody can let us know if they know in the comments.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, we got Jungle Boy and Ricky Starks. Really wanted Jungle Boy to win this one. Just looking at it, two young guys. We're going to be seeing this match many times in our future. These guys are going to wrestle many times. So yeah, we got that on commentary, and they start with some excellent fast grappling, but then Jungle Boy gets the advantage. Jungle Boy tries for his Lucha Libre arm drag, but Ricky Starks stops it. Ricky Starks does Jungle Boy's Lucha Libre arm drag, and then Jungle Boy does it the same, but with an extra springboard and then a drop kick at the end. After picture-in-picture, Jungle Boy hits a lariat after some quick grappling. Jungle Boy then tries for a springboard, but gets caught and maneuvers his way into giving Ricky Starks a DDT. Ricky Starks hits a backslide for 2, and then tries for a Rochambeau twice, but gets countered twice, and then a super kick. This is when Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs was like, "Come on, man," and then Ricky Starks was like, "I'm trying." Shit was so funny, bro. Just their banter between the two of them is really funny. And Ricky Starks, his facials, his audibles, like his what he says during a match, for the crowd are really good. If you also want to get some good audibles, check out Tony Deppen. Tony Deppen's a beast. But yeah, Jungle Boy tries for a comeback, but then gets speared. Ricky Starks tries to get Jungle Boy up, but gets caught in a snare trap, and after some struggle, eventually reaches the ropes. Ricky Starks then grabs the FTW title, and then Swerve Strickland comes out, and the ref goes outside to go kick him out. As this is happening, Jungle Boy rolls up Ricky Starks for 3, but the ref isn't there to count him. This is kind of stupid. I'm gonna shit on this. I'm sorry, but when has the ref ever went out of the ring to kick somebody out of the match? Never, ever.
Yeah, me and you had the same thoughts on this. I literally wrote that same exact thing in my notes. Like, you've never seen a ref go outside of the ring, so why do you think that you should be out of the ring to throw this guy out? Just stand in the ring if you want to throw him out.
Especially a babyface of all people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was just weird to me.
It just makes no sense.
It makes no sense. And I've never seen that ref before, so maybe that's his personality. He's a little bit more aggressive reffing style. Confronts the action before it starts. But, if they carry on with that, that's cool. But I just don't like when they kind of treat us like, I don't know, I feel like this is them treating us like we're stupid,
Yeah.
like we don't know that the refs never leave the ring.
Yep.
But I don't know, lazy booking in my
It
opinion.
is.
So that just goes to the producers of this match, not necessarily Tony Khan. Tony, whenever we see lazy booking or bad booking for a particular match, it's always the producers of the match, never the overall booker of the
Yeah,
match.
it's definitely not Tony Khan, because I'm sure Tony Khan doesn't even know like that was going
What
to
the finish
happen.
is.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like
Tony Khan does not concern himself with the endings of every
No.
single particular match.
No.
No, he does not. That's the producer's job.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy goes to confront the ref, but then gets blindsided by Ricky Starks and eats a Rochambeau for 3. Jurassic Express comes out, Luchasaurus and Christian Cage, and Christian nudges Swerve Strickland, and everybody around the ring hates Swerve Strickland at this point. He does not have a single friendly face, but luckily for him, Keith Lee comes out and saves the day, and they're all kind of like looking at each other like, all right, okay, and it's looking like this is going to be the match for Double or Nothing. We're going to get, what is that?
Triple
Keith
threat.
Lee and Swerve Strickland, Jurassic Express, and
Powerhouse Hobbs
Starks
and
and
Ricky.
Hobbs.
Yep, it's gonna be a triple threat match, and I mean it should be a good match. I do want to mention the fact that Christian, like, to me, Christian looked pissed at Jungle Boy. Like Christian didn't look like he was like a dad in this one. Like, I know a couple weeks ago we said that when Jungle Boy lost the qualifying match, we said that Christian looked like a sad dad that, like, he just watched his son like lose a baseball game. But in this, Christian looked like just pissed off and like angry at Jungle Boy. So I'm wondering if we're still gonna see that heel turn, but I don't know.
I was honestly thinking kill switch here. I thought he was gonna kill switch him.
I did too.
To Christian, like, it was in perfect position for him to kill switch. I'm glad he didn't. It's gonna hurt like a bitch. I grew up listening to Christian's theme song, playing wiffle ball in my backyard. Like, I loved Christian growing up. He just has that like constant like underdog babyface feel to him. Go for it.
Who did your best friends like want to be growing up? They wanted to be the duo of Edge and Christian, bro.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they were the coolest guys.
Yeah.
And this is back when Christian had his ECW run. But yeah, I've always loved Christian, and it's gonna suck seeing him doing that heel turn, and he's definitely gonna be the one biting the bullet. Just because the Jungle Boy heel turn would be kind of awkward, and I'm not kind of ready for that yet.
Yeah, I think right here, to me, this felt like Christian, that the next time Christian goes out there, like, to try to hug Jungle Boy, it's going to be the time that he actually hits a kill switch. I think that was just foreshadowing it to us that is what's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to... Man, I'm really going to be pulling for Jungle Boy in this next singles match if that's the case.
Yep.
It just adds to that anticipation, to it. Perfect. Good booking. After this, we had the JAS victory speech. JR roasted this, says, I don't know why the hell they're doing that. But yeah, Excalibur says Eddie Kingston isn't cleared yet, and so thus he should be at home at this point. Angelo says, AEW Galaxy, welcome to our victory speech. And then Jericho eventually gets the mic and says he was born in Manhasset, but quickly moved away because it is a dump. And then he asks, why are you booing me? You know it's a dump. And then Chris Jericho says, I guess was getting some side eye from the fan. He's like, I know what you're looking at. I'll throw a fireball at your face because I'm a wizard. And that was really, really, really funny. And then he says, Jericho 216 says, I just burned your face.
How did they come up with 216 as the numbers?
What's that?
How did they come up with, well, I guess, never mind. I was going to say, how did they come up with 216, but Austin, it's Austin 316, so that's obviously how.
Jericho says, Kingston, if your web doesn't feel better, then you should call him. He's going ham out here, man. But eventually, John Moxley comes out, and he has a long-ass entrance. Chris Jericho makes fun of his suspension, his obviously voluntary suspension, his rehab of alcohol. And then the rest of the BCC came out, and we see Eddie Kingston and Santana Ortiz slowly climb on the apron behind the JAS. They beat down on JAS. And this is when we see Eddie Kingston with a visible burn on his face. No, still both eyebrows, but burn on his face. And yeah, after some struggle, obviously the baby faces are coming out on top here. And as Eddie Kingston is choking Chris Jericho out, Chris Jericho gets rescued by Jake Hager, but gets socked with a left hook by William Regal that looked wonderful.
Dude.
Freeman, thoughts and opinions.
Dude, well, my first thought is, my God, we finally have seen William Regal get some action on TV.
Yeah.
My first shot, actually, I'm gonna turn this back. I have a couple more thoughts, but my next thought is I have a question for you. Would you rather get chopped by Minoru Suzuki, or would you rather get stretched by Regal?
I'll take a chop.
A chop?
I'll take one chop by Minoru Suzuki.
And my next thing is, why was the BCC out here, Charlie?
Well, I think it could be two things. I think it could be, we could be having like a pro wrestlers versus sports entertainers thing. Or it could just be like an Eddie Kingston needed some backup, so he called his buddy Max.
Yeah.
It could have been either of those two things.
I think you're 100% right in that last one. I think that's what it is. I think Eddie, wanted some backup, so he knew that, obviously Mox and him, we've seen him before. How even commentary is even put him over tonight or last night.
Yeah.
And so I do think that this is what we're heading to. I do think that we are looking at a blood and guts match. And I just don't know who the 5 people, like we were talking before. I bet you Wheeler Yuta sits out of this one maybe. And I bet you William Regal gets into the ring. But I could be wrong.
I hope William Regal doesn't get in the ring. I really do. I do not want to see him taking any bumps at all.
No, I don't think he'll necessarily take bumps. I think he would be more of like a Dan Lambert, like not a guy to take bumps, but like he can also be the one to like put somebody in a move. But I think you'll see Mox and Danielson and Kingston taking most of the bumps.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Yuta, if it does come down to it, I think Yuta definitely sits this one out. Just simply because, he's a small guy. He would look really, really small in that ring with all those huge guys. And that, this isn't really his beef. Brian and Mox, obviously, they were baby faces most of their times in WWE. You know what I mean? Mox obviously ended his tenure at a really, really bad heel run. But, most of the time, I would say most of them were universally liked and cheered by the crowd. So, they have history together. And obviously, Mox and Kingston have history together because they were in a tag team. They almost won the titles off of the Bucks. You know what I mean? So it just makes sense.
Yeah, thinking back to that vignette we saw with the BCC last week and how like William Regal was stretching Wheeler Yuta. That is the only reason why I want to see William Regal have another match, bro. Like I think that'd be so great if like you saw him just stretching Chris Jericho, because if you know one thing, like there used to be rivals. So like that would be so great. Another callback to that feud. Like that's why I just think it would be. It's almost too perfect to have William Regal not like join this feud at some point, even if it's just for a one-off.
Yeah, for sure. And they actually are doing a dueling of the mics on Dynamite next week between the two of them. So you actually might get your wish there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. What do we got here? We got a Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa pre-tape. I'm not going to go too much in detail here. this basically just their buddies hyping them up. We got Tony Schiavone, Dustin Rhodes, JR was the third one. And they're basically just hyping up both women, but the general consensus is that they all agree that Thunder Rosa is going to win. This looks like a Rosa loss.
So I got a question for you. How do you feel about like this feud so far between Thunder Rosa and Serena Deeb?
Well, it's funny because this is the first time in a long time we're getting two feuds on television at the same time.
Yeah.
I think that promo that they did, I think it was last week, I think that was good. Thunder Rosa's El Meta promo was good. It hasn't been physical. I would like Deeb to present herself more as a heel,
Yes.
if I can nitpick. But that's a little bit too much. I respect you, yada yada yada. Like that works in MMA. That'll get you fans in MMA. That won't get you fans in pro wrestling.
Yeah, and kind of like what you said here. Like I wish Serena Deeb was like this, just like just this dastardly heel that we saw her like with like Rio play, And I think that this feud would be so much better if Serena Deeb was like was playing the heel and Thunder Rosa, was playing like the super over babyface that we saw her play with Britt Baker, I think that would be a nice mix, but obviously that's not what we're getting here.
Yeah, that's not what we're getting here. And just another comment. The reason why I said, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what Serena Deeb's finisher is, just so I can make a point really quick. Give me 2 seconds.
While you're finding that,
okay. I just got it.
Perfect.
So what it is, it's a half Chris Jericho's finisher, Waltz Jericho. It's half of a Waltz Jericho, basically. So what Serena Deeb needs to do to get heat is she needs to go out the week before, Double or Nothing, like the Dynamite before, and just needs to attack Thunder Rosa with a chair and attack her lower back. There you go. Now you got a story leading in the feud, and now you got a story going into the match too. Thunder Rosa's lower back versus Serena Deeb's finisher. You know what I mean?
I was just about to tell you that that I think that is really all that's left here in this feud is have Serena Deeb attack Thunder Rosa and let's see the match.
Yep, 100%.
I do want to mention. I don't think we mentioned this. I think, I know for sure, yesterday on the pre-show, I made the assumption that winners of the Owen Hart tournament get a championship ring or a championship title match, and we actually do not know that for sure yet. It has not been announced, so we still don't know if the champion gets anything or not.
Yeah, I would love to get that announcement. Honestly, I think it's too late for that now that we know. Now that we have our people and there's matches already going on. So I think it's honestly too late for them to actually announce that. I hope it happens, though. Like, make it mean something, because I don't know.
I bet you will see it.
What can a babyface do with this? You know what I mean? A heel can run with it, like MJF is, but I just can't see what a babyface can do with a win by winning this tournament.
I do think that what we'll see is if it is a title match, we'll see it when the championship is getting presented. They'll say something. I bet.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. That'd be a cool surprise for sure.
Yeah,
that'd be a really, really cool surprise. And they can do it at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
They can have this title match at Grand Slam.
Yep, Grand Slam did just get announced again. If you guys did not know, I think for the same building, Archer Stadium in Queens.
Yep. So yeah, just moving on. We got Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm. Just a cool little match. I wish it went a lot longer. Just right off the bat, they lock up and Jamie Hayter takes her down. Toni Storm grabs a headlock and tries to outstrength Jamie Hayter, but obviously Jamie Hayter's having absolutely none of that and takes her down. Toni Storm then gets up and hits Jamie Hayter with a dropkick. Jamie Hayter hits Toni Storm with a snap suplex to the outside, and after picture-in-picture, Toni Storm hits Jamie Hayter for a running hip attack, a DDT on the inside, and then a DDT on the outside. Toni Storm then hits a crossbody on the outside. On the inside. And Jamie Hayter tries to come back and hits a backbreaker, but then Toni Storm comes back and hits a German. Toni Storm, a lot of offense here so far, so good. Great, clean exchanges between these women. Definitely top of the division for sure. After some struggle, Jamie Hayter hits Toni Storm with a backbreaker. I just said that. Toni Storm brings Jamie Hayter to the top rope, and Toni Storm headbutts Jamie Hayter and hits her with a superplex and then a suplex. Toni Storm really likes to combo her moves together. I think that's really, really cool. And as you, I think, brought up, reminds me a lot of Alex Shelley. Really, really cool stuff.
I did not bring that up.
You did, I remember. Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
Swear to God, bro. You know why I remember? Because I said it before the stream, and then you said it during the stream.
Well, that's probably why I said it, is because you said it.
Yeah. I'm still giving you flames, though. But yeah, I love Toni Storm so far, what we've seen of her thus far. Where are we? She tries to go for another suplex, but then Jamie Hayter rolls her up for 2. Toni Storm slides through a pin attempt, and as Jamie Hayter tries to take down Toni Storm, she gets caught in a Storm Zero, which is a pile driver, to Toni Storm for the win. What a finish! I thought that was really cool. Freeman asked me before the stream what I thought about the finish, and I do have to agree with him that it looked kind of funky. Like, unless you know what you're looking for, it does look kind of funky. But my small martial arts background that I do have, I could recognize that Jamie Hayter was going for that takedown, and then that's what kind of caused it. But to the casual viewer, that's kind of tough to recognize, and I feel like that's kind of something that AEW runs into a lot. Would you agree?
Yeah. But I would also say that I think that the only reason why I said that is because I literally just finished watching the match when we hit record. Not when we hit record, when we hopped into our Discord. But I think that's the only reason why I said that. I didn't notice it yesterday. I don't even think I hardly paid attention to the match. I know this match was getting a lot of love for Toni Storm's ring wear. And on Twitter, but unlike those people, I was actually watching the match. So,
yep, for sure. And despite that, my point still stands. It did kind of look kind of clunky, but in a good way, in my opinion, in a good way. But this does bring up another issue with AEW. I guess there's kind of no good answer for this, but I don't know what Toni Storm's finisher is. I have a podcast on AEW wrestling. Did you know it was a pile driver?
I know what it's called.
Yeah. Did you know it was a pile driver?
No.
Yeah. So I'm not a casual fan. And even I didn't even know that was her finisher. I just thought it was cool because there's certain moves that doesn't matter who you are, you just kind of don't kick out of them, or at least it's known as a super impactful move, like a tombstone, right? Or like a pile driver. It's notorious. I guess those are both pile drivers.
Yeah.
So pretty much just a pile driver. And Phoenix Splash is another good one, where it's not every wrestler can do it, but you can just whip it out whenever you want to. And it can always be used as a secondary finisher for whatever wrestler you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what kind of stuck out to me is, you know what? I totally forgot the point I was trying to make. It was when, but I mean the Storm Zero. The Storm Zero, let me say, is a great name for a finisher. And I would like to see. I mean, now that our bracket's busted, Charlie. I mean, after all, the point I was gonna make is, if you did, I talked about yesterday, I listened to the Ember Moot podcast with Chris Van Vliet, and in that she talked about how like as everybody knows, like there's been numerous pile driver injuries over the years.
Yeah.
So specifically for Ember Moon, she she said that she only lets people who she trusts in the ring to do a pile driver to her. So
Yeah.
and I
You know,
think
that's crazy because that's how her match with Swerve Strickland ended, was with the pile driver.
yeah.
No, it's
So
really nice. That means that she trusts Swerve.
yeah. So like now I kind of have to think that like that's kind of majority of wrestlers take, but
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, sorry. Excuse me. I gotta be the one alive here. Um, so like the Phoenix Splash and the pile driver. You're right. An extremely dangerous move. Um, and it's safe for those big match moments for sure. Or a mid card indie show where somebody's trying to get himself over and puts the other guy in danger by doing it.
or dying. Yeah.
Anyways, that's not my business.
Yeah.
We got a Scorpio Sky pre-tape. I'm gonna make these next two segments pretty quick here, just so we don't make the show too long. We got he basically wants to put respect on the TNT Championship, and then in reference to Frankie Kazarian, he says it's friendly fire, but there can only be one face of TNT, and that's cool. And I think it's cool that it's being defended on a Rampage. I like that. Make it the Rampage title. I'm fine. Not the Rampage title, being like the title that's defended in one on a Rampage. That's fine. It makes sense.
You know what's funny is not even gonna lie, I looked at the spoilers yesterday. Not one match do I remember who wins. I couldn't even tell you one match on the show, Charlie. So I cannot wait to watch Rampage on Friday.
Yeah, so I actually have Rampage up right here. I'll go through it quickly. It's Scorpio Sky and versus Frankie Kazarian. Death Triangle versus Butcher Blade and Mark Quinn. Oh my God, that's.
I take it back. I do know who wins the main event, but I won't spoil it.
Okay, and then we got Sean Spears versus Bear Boulder, and then Ruby Soho versus Riho, and an Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament match. Rampage is yep.
I have some news that we didn't even talk about at the beginning of the show. Hikaru Shida is injured, and she's getting replaced in the tournament by Chris Statlander.
Really?
Yeah.
When did this happen?
I saw it yesterday on Twitter.
Wow. We're gonna have to revise our brackets.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, Red Velvet would probably still win that match. Chris Statlander's in a weird place.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Chris Statlander win.
Yeah. Anyways, so next up we got Frankie Kazarian backstage with Lexi, and before he can even get a word out, Sammy Guevara interrupts him and says, "The man you knew," in reference to Scorpio Sky, "isn't the same man anymore." Frankie Kazarian says he doesn't need his advice, basically, and he's the only man he trusts, that being himself, and then tells him to go be unlikable somewhere else, which was really funny. They are very, very unlikable. Friedman, thoughts on these segments?
Sorry, I totally missed what you were saying, Charlie. I do got the full story on the Hikaru Shida situation, though. But say what you were saying first, and then we can go back to this.
Yeah, just the Frankie Kazarian segment. I just wanted to ask for your opinion on the match.
I think it's pretty good. Like, I'm trying really hard not to spoil it, because I do know what happens. I got you. So, I like the match. I never, I guess, watched them as a tag team when they first, were the tag team champions.
Yeah.
So
that was way before our time.
Yeah. So I can't even comment on that. But let me just say, watch Friday very, very closely, and I think at the end, I think you'll be confused as I am right now.
Okay, I like it. So we move on. We got Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin in a 10-minute speedball match. It wasn't called a speedball match. I'm calling it a speedball match because it was a very high impact match, and it did not need very long to do what it needed to do. Darby Allin starts off by drop kicking Jeff Hardy into the corner and then hits him with the tope to the outside instantly, like within 20 seconds. Then he grabs 8 chairs and starts stacking them next to each other in a row, kind of like a makeshift table looking thing. And yeah, Jeff Hardy then plants Darby Allin on the steel steps. Darby Allin then does it. Yep.
Did you see any TikToks about it? Because I saw like at least 10
No.
about. Dude, I literally opened the after the show I was on our Heel Turns High Spots TikTok, and I was just scrolling on our For You page, right? And literally I saw the same video like live of Darby Allin doing it, bro, and I even saw one in slow motion, bro, and it looked rough, bro. It looked like his spine came back first on the chair.
Yeah, not a great bump.
No.
But yeah, Darby Allin does a military roll over the steel steps, and then Jeff Hardy does kind of like a flying lariat from hell, which was really cool. Jeff Hardy hits Darby Allin with a twist of fate through the middle rope and then grabs a ladder. After picture-in-picture, Darby Allin pushes Jeff Hardy off the ladder onto the top rope. This is when we get the now famous Darby Allin jumping off the 15-foot ladder onto Jeff Hardy into a pile of chairs. Absolutely insane, just mind-boggling. I couldn't even imagine. Oh my God, I can't believe he did that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
You got me.
Sorry, I'm still trying to do like that whole match. Charlie was crazy. I can't believe Darby Allin almost died like 4 times in this match, bro.
Literally, dude.
So me and Charlie were on the Spaces, obviously, and we literally once after another we were like, ooh, ee, like we just got to like.
Oh, that was a bad bump.
Yeah. And what was the second bump again? I didn't take any notes on the match.
Yeah, for sure. So we don't really have to go through it like a professor. We'll just go through the high spots. So that was the first high spot, right?
Oh wait, so the first
high spot
was the first high spot was the chairs.
Okay, yeah. We'll call that the drop kick and the tope.
I totally forgot about that one. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll call that, and then it's Jeff Hardy jumping from the ladder onto the chairs, and then it's Jeff Hardy taking that bump from the top rope to the ringside.
Yes.
Nothing. Remember when Jeff Hardy?
So is that what you were asking me about?
I don't remember.
Like 2 seconds ago. Okay, well if that's what it was, my thought about this was. Like, I feel like this was like an almost like terrible spot to get Darby Allin injured because he put his he literally went like he had a nasty landing on the apron.
Yeah, I think what should have happened is he should have just taken that on the mat.
I agree.
And then we could have Jeff Hardy roll out.
Yeah.
Darby go and chase him, and then Jeff Hardy to go up and hit Darby Allin as he's rolling out.
Yeah.
And then you could set up the next spot, which was Jeff Hardy setting up Darby onto the steel steps, and then from the top rope, he went up here, and then Darby moved out of the way, and he landed on the steel steps, which was a crazy bump in his own right.
Bump card!
Yeah. Then, what do we got here? Darby Allin gets Jeff Hardy into the ring and then looks for a coffin drop again, but as he hits the coffin drop, Jeff Hardy hits rolling crucifix and gets the pin. What a match. Insanity. I didn't rate it because that wasn't anything like I've seen before.
This was a train wreck, bro, but in a good way. I thought what was a nice touch, and we were alluding to this on a podcast, was if Darby was gonna kick out of that, his neck would have been seriously hurt by that ladder.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't see, Jeff Hardy's crucifix planted Darby Allin's head right under the first rung of the ladder. So I'm not sure. I've never trained in pro wrestling, so I don't know if there's any way to kick out and not kind of like move your head. But I imagine it to be difficult to near impossible to kick out and not have Darby Allin's head hit the laddering. I think that could be part of it. We praised, that was clean when you want to break it down. Like, that was a clean victory for Jeff.
Yeah, that was a clean
right?
victory for Jeff. I
There
just
was
didn't
no fuck
expect
shit.
it. No.
I didn't expect it at all. We were literally like, there's no way Jeff's gonna win this one, moving on. Like, we were so against it.
Yeah, I really would have loved to see just a normal one-on-one match, though, for the Owen Hart tournament, and I would have liked them to revisit this, again in the future.
At a later time.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with you there. Yeah, I guess that's that. And I hope Darby Allin's okay, and poor Jeff has to wrestle again next week. Another reason why Darby should have been the one winning this match is, like, his body's gonna recover a lot faster than Jeff's is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And just taking a look at this tournament again here. So now we're gonna have Jeff Hardy go one-on-one against Adam Cole next week, and as we kind of talked about on the tournament pre-show yesterday, me and you both think Adam Cole is gonna win that match. So I cannot wait for that match.
Yeah, Adam Cole should be the winner out of that one. All right. That's that for Dynamite. You got anything else for you, Doug?
Yeah, so let's talk about this Hikaru Shida situation for a second. So, according to Dave Meltzer, he discussed saying that Shida was being built as one of the centerpieces of the tournament. So, if she was pulled, there's obviously, a reason to it. And she was saying that that Serena Deeb injured, or the storyline wise, it's going to be Serena Deeb injured Hikaru Shida in late April.
Yeah.
But what the situation actually is she was possibly injured at a non-AEW event.
You hate to see that.
You do hate to see that. So
you hate to see that for a lot of reasons. You hate to see that because you hear it all the time in professional sports. Like, coaches don't like when their players play rec other sports.
Yeah.
Like, a basketball coach wouldn't want their player going and playing flag football.
Yeah.
This is just going to incline Toni more to not let his wrestlers wrestle. And it sucks. I'm not blaming a car shoot. I'm not being like, oh, you got hurt. It's just like, there's a reason why most bookers don't let their talent wrestle at other places. Atticus Kogar?
Yeah.
He wrestled at a place that he wasn't supposed to wrestle, and now he got canned from GCW.
Huh?
Yeah. He wrestles for Circle 6 now. So it's like, it's not out of this world. And I know that was one of the things that we praised him for initially, was that he let his talent go make their money on the indies. But this is the price you pay. And no matter what way you slice it, Hikaru Shida going and doing that indie show is costing Tony Khan money. Because the potential profit that she could have made while not being hurt is to not be there anymore.
Yeah. My only comment to this is, I do feel bad for Shida, but
of course,
I almost feel like Statlander should have been in this tournament all along rather than Shida.
Yeah, we haven't seen Stat in a minute.
Yeah. And like, I even wish Serena Deeb was in this tournament. I wish we got somebody else fighting Thunder Rosa at the pay-per-view, and then we got Serena Deeb winning this tournament, but that is not what happened.
That is not what happened.
I do think that at one point, Tony Khan will probably get fed up, because if you know anything, like Tony Khan, so WWE, or AEW, like, doesn't license their music, right? Like, so,
yeah.
Or like names. So when Cody Rhodes went to WWE, like, he was able to use their music. Like, think about how much that song right now is making, like, WWE money in WWE.
100%.
Like, at one point,
100%.
like, those are gonna keep piling up, and I bet you Tony Khan's gonna break and say no more.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. He's going to have to put his foot down somewhere. It was really cool in the beginning, but also that was back when AEW was first starting up. I wish you had a button that would, like, allow us to, like, play music in the background. Like, all right, we're ending our stream, so we should start playing music. I thought that would be a cool button.
We do have a button.
Oh, cool.
We just can put music in.
We should start timing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, poor Hikaru Shida, and once again, I want to reiterate, I'm not blaming her for anything. It's not, like, people, who wouldn't go make the money at independent shows? Like, at AEW, you're only wrestling 1, maybe 2 times a week, right? You got Dynamite Rampage the same night, and then Darks before that, and you might have a pay-per-view. So, there's a lot of opportunities to go make money, so, like, why wouldn't you? So, I'm not blaming Shida, it just sucks for TK.
Yeah, I got the music ready to go. So after,
Yep.
yep. So, but we do want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, hit that like button. Please share this video with your guys' friends. If you guys have any friends or family that like pro wrestling, share this video with them. And hit the subscribe button, click a like on the video, follow our Twitters, and we'll see you guys on Sunday for our AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage review.
Yeah, treat each other with respect and support your local independent wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your